When I was growing up, I used to dream about driving this car. I always had fond memories of it. The speed, the sound, how free I felt in it. Now, I dream of the day I can drive it. The speed, the sound, the freedom, and most of all, the joy. Soon. One day soon. Too soft. Joe! Get a big hammer. Alrighty, welcome back. Sorry it's been a while, but let's recap quickly, shall we? The carpets look like this, and now they're clean and in need of a final shampoo to finish the job. I also installed door lights and painted a little bit. Well, that pretty much sums it up, doesn't it? Now, looking at a bit of rust repairs up to as far as I have reached. I'll also cover a bit of surface rust cleanup towards the end. Now, there are 3 major holes in the body. This in the boot for the LPG hose and wiring that used to be there, to be replaced with this circular plate and welded into place. Also note, never to get your hands close to the spinning disc of grinders. This was a very lucky close call. What I usually do when I've made up a plate is cover it in weld through primer. That way I can weld through it, as you can see, and also gives it a nice coating to protect it from rusting. Hopefully won't need to replace it again in the future, but oh well, who knows. They say in Australia, weather has been really weird lately, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, over to old me, the oaf now. Hello everyone, it's a new day and been hard at work. Managed to get the door off. As you can see, the door hinges have been taken out. Cleaned up some of the rust. I'm going to still coat it in a primer coat just to stop it from rusting further. And then I've been getting at this rust hole in here, which, as you can see, is eating away at the next layer, unfortunately. So I'm going to do what everybody does with their curiosity. Get a big hammer, give it a good whack. Get that for you. Oh yeah, that's solid. That's heaps good. That's gonna last for another 20-something years. 30 years, I don't know how long that rust's been there. But at least we're not structurally sturdy. We just need to keep cutting away at all of this stuff in here. Made partially up a plate that'll fit over the top. Very roughly because there's so many frickin' angles in it. Should just made it in multiple pieces, but we can just keep adding and subtracting from that if there's enough material left. I doubt it will. Essentially that'll cover up all the rust damage. Get a bit of heat on it with the oxy and tap it out to fit the right shape, and then weld it in place. That's after we've done all the undercoating and as much rust removal as we can from this. We might even have to go all the way up to here to find the extent of all the damage, and even down past the bottom of the hinge here. Really not wanting to, but if it requires it, then I have to. Because otherwise it's not structurally safe to be driving out on the road. show you what I did. Show you what I didn't do. Get most of my fingers out of the way. So I made up this plate to fit over this hole. It's obviously high on that back side. Means I have to tap a bit more in this fold here. I have to reverse that fold because that's the wrong way. And it should be done. To access the rust hole behind the door, I had to remove the door, which included hinges. And I decided treating that was a good idea, as just behind the hinges was starting to rust as well. Anyway, back to the hole. Prepared it as much as I could with the wire wheel, but obviously there was a lot of layers of rust in this hole. Resorted to using sandpaper to sand the rest up and prepare the surface for welding. After welding the small holes, I treated the metal with wax and grease remover and painted in a zinc primer. Next, I fitted the plate up over the hole and tack welded all the way around until I had a complete seal. Next step, the next trickiest step, was grinding all the welds off until they were back to a flat surface. I then turned my attention to the hole in the top of the A-pillar. Unfortunately, the rust damage had exceeded what I thought it was, meaning that I needed to create a new plate to replace the section that was damaged. Later on, which you'll see in another video, we changed the whole plate size and the whole way that we were going to replace this rust section here. Now, a disclaimer. Some time passes between the last photo that you saw and from when the next video starts from. I had a birthday celebrated with a friend of mine playing golf. And then I was out of action for a few months after having surgery.